Hey there, welcome to the Healthy Vibes podcast. This is Kelly Renato, and I thank you so much for joining me today. My goal, as with each podcast, is to give you a short, quick bit of encouragement, and also just to empower you to have the courage to make different choices in your life where needed, and just to empower you to live well and live your best life. And I just feel that there's so many things that are really simple that we don't do, or we get distracted, or we think they're too hard, or we just don't even realize it. We're not aware of it. And last week I talked about not overcomplicating it and just being better than you were yesterday in different areas in your life. And this week I want to tell you that it's just as important. Like I said, I told you about things you can do. It is just as important with things to stop doing. There's certain things you should stop doing or try to eliminate or reduce in your life, because they are just as important to eliminate as the good things that you are trying to do. But I do believe you really have to pay attention, because these are the things that are distracting us, or that we don't even realize are bad for us. And this is us taking responsibility to pay attention and try to eliminate these things from our life. And I believe it's the devil, or it's the enemy, trying to keep us distracted or busy on all the wrong things, or distracted so we're not doing the right things, or we're missing our life, or we're missing being present in the moment. So do not let the devil win today or any other day with any of these distractions that take away from your joy, your happiness, your relationship, you being the best that you can be, you chasing your dreams, or just doing things that you don't even realize are bad for you, because it's so easy to get caught up in them. So there's a lot of things that we should avoid and not do or stop doing. But for today, I thought of some of the obvious, most common that I can still easily find myself right in the middle of, or having to pay attention and avoid. Because no matter how much you try to get out of these, they creep right back in. So first is drama and negativity, because that is around every single corner. And it's so easy to get caught up in it. And back in the day, when my kids were little, man, I would be swirling in drama and negativity, depending on who I was around, who made me think I should be getting upset about something that I shouldn't be, or didn't even matter. But it's my dog. When you start practicing this and paying attention and not being around it, you strengthen that muscle to not even care and walk away and realize that there's certain people in your life that maybe you love them, or maybe they're just associates, maybe they're at your office, maybe they're in your neighborhood, that you should spend less time with, because they're filled with drama. They're complaining all the time. They're extremely negative about everything. And when you find those people, just make a conscious choice to either encourage them or not spend as much time with them. Drama, I feel like, is easy to walk away from, not contribute to the conversation so it doesn't go farther, change the conversation, because we can all make things more dramatic than they need to be. And it just takes one of us to move on and talk about something else. Get out of that cycle of it just sucks your energy dry. And we only have a certain amount of energy and a certain amount of time, and they are so valuable. Don't waste them on something stupid and petty. Nonsense. Don't waste them on nonsense, because there's a lot of nonsense in the world, especially out on social media, online, wherever you are. People love complaining about someone else on your team, complaining about how someone's living their life, complaining about the world, complaining about this, that, or the other. Listen, if it's not something you can solve or improve or do anything about, just avoid it. Go walk away and spend time with someone else that's talking about something positive, change the subject again, same kind of thing. And stop scrolling on social media. All of these go together. Nonsense online, and social media scrolling. And I feel like I've been talking about this for years, and I'm on social media, but I reduced my scrolling years ago. And I do have certain accounts that I enjoy looking at. Christian accounts, I like to see what people are saying. I have a few political accounts. I like to see what's going on, what people are talking about. I have a zillion health accounts, and those are the ones that I really like to see what they're talking about, the people I trust. But other than that, it's really, my whole big thing about it is that it sucks my time. And it takes me away from all the other good things I could be doing. Spending time with my family, bettering myself, learning something new, challenging myself in a different way, a workout, being outside, just having quiet to create some clarity in my life and some space and getting closer to God. So I'm not saying you got to get off social media, but I'm saying set your boundaries with it, because it will steal your day. It will steal your time with whoever you're in the room with. And this is what I find. And there are definitely times that me, my husband, people in our family, we're just looking at stuff, whatever. It happens. But if it becomes hours of your day, or you could be doing something else, or you're missing this or that, just be aware. Don't let it steal your time from something else, or your presence from something else, or your moment, or your connection. If you have your kid next to you, connect with your kid rather than both sit there and scroll. Find something to talk about, because there's lots of things to talk about. Even what you're looking at online, you could talk about. Just don't let it steal your day or keep you busy from the things you could be doing. Because the devil, if he doesn't win or steal your day, he will keep you busy and keep you away from all the good things that you can have in your life. Other things that you should stop doing: worrying. Worrying is like this habit that we have, that we feel that if we're not worrying, we don't care. If we're not worrying, we're not doing something. We think that worrying is I don't know, we think it accomplishes something. We really are all in because, boy, are we worried about that situation. And do I worry? Yes. But I've started becoming much more in tune with, if I'm worrying, what could I be doing different? I try to turn my worry into prayer, and that's especially the late nights when you're up and you can't sleep and your mind's spinning. And it's hard. It's really hard, because your mind is constantly thinking about something, and you have to be super intentional to pray over it. It's like smothering the worry with prayer, smothering it over and over and over and over again until you fall asleep. And you might have to smother that thing with 100 or 200 prayers before you fall back asleep, even if you don't fall back asleep, or you do. But keep smothering it. And someone said one time, and I really believe this to be true, when I can't sleep at night, if I just worry and worry and worry and just keep trying to sleep, I wake up exhausted. But if I'm worrying and I smother it with prayer all night long, even if I don't fall back asleep, if I keep smothering and keep praying and keep praying and keep praying, I don't wake up overly exhausted. I'm tired because I didn't sleep well, but it's a different feeling than when you just worry all night. So smother those worries with prayer right on top of it and it'll make you tired. It's hard, but just keep saying prayers over and over and over. So instead of worrying, either you give it to God and you let it go and you pray about it, or if there's something you can do all that you can and then give it to God. Make a game plan. What can we do next? But if there's nothing you can do, you've done all you can, give it to God and pray about it. And that, to me, is deepening your relationship with God. It's deepening your faith, putting that trust in Him rather than taking it on and just worrying about it, because it does nothing for you. And it's so bad for your health. Guilt is another one. And it's the same sort of thing as worry. When you feel guilt, either you really have done something wrong you shouldn't have done. So then you just, to me, apologize, fix it, do whatever you can. And if that person doesn't want to hear it, at least you tried. or someone you've disappointed someone. And maybe it's not something you need to do, but you know that you've disappointed them. And that you have to let go of, because in life, in order to find peace, spend time with your family, connect with God, like whatever it is, there's always going to be something in front of someone else of what their expectations are, and you're going to disappoint them. And as hard as it is, it's again that same muscle. You work and you work and you work. Every time you move on from that, because you know you made the right decision, whether it's for your family, for yourself, for your health, for your peace of mind, whatever it is, you just have to move on and put that in God's hands. You didn't mean to hurt them. You didn't mean to disappoint them, but you knew. For me, it's usually for my family, for myself, whatever's going on. Sometimes I just have to make that right decision. And even if you said no to that person over and over and over and over again, you still have to keep making that right decision for your health, for your family, for whatever it is in that moment. And these are just seasons of life, and you have to let that guilt go and practice letting it go, because it does nothing to hold on to it, nothing. Taking things too personal, you've got to dismiss that. Like, we have become the society of being offended and taking everything personal, and usually it has nothing to do with you. Recently, I feel that we let someone down, and the more I look at it and the more you see when you make a decision that's good for you, for whatever it is, and someone takes it personal, or they're upset, or they're mad at you, they really weren't on your team to begin with. Because even when we feel disappointed with people I love, like if I want them to do this or that or whatever, you still understand when you love them. You still support them. If they're going off and doing big things and moving away from you and you're sad about it, you still support them. But when someone is upset with you, mad with you, whatever, and you're just making a decision that's good for you for growth, they might really not be the cheerleader that you thought they were. But you as well have to stop taking things so personal, because you're going to be constantly upset and constantly spending your energy wasted when you could be doing so many other things. So not only taking things too personally and becoming offended, but also making up stories in your head. I find people that say, well, they probably thought this. They must be thinking this. They did that because of this. If you don't know, you're wasting your time and your energy right there. And the devil is keeping you busy on all the wrong things. So if you don't really know, don't make up stories in your head to get you upset. Lastly, unrealistic expectations. That's another thing that we all get ourselves caught up in. And expectations in general, like I used to always say, they're not bad, and they really aren't. But I just think these days, any expectations with friendships or relationships, or if you're not talking through things and communicating things and really talking about needs and what makes it work. I mean, in marriage, you should be talking a lot more about that. Rather, if you're not communicating, you can't get upset. I feel that life is hard. It's really hard, and we all know it, but then we don't give grace to other people. We know it's hard. We all have what we're faced with, whatever is something unexpected, whatever we have to take care of that no one else does. And we just have to let go of unrealistic expectations and just realize that those people in our life that love us and that we love mean the best. They're just making the best decision they can for themselves and hopefully their family at that time. So outside of all those, the other things that you really should avoid that are a little different than what I just described, but less sugar, no fake sugar, start reducing seed oils. And by now, I hope you know that you should reduce processed foods. You start cleaning that stuff out of your diet, and you will notice such a difference in how you feel, your energy, your moods, everything. So just as much as doing good things this new year to take care of your health, start realizing what is in your life that you need less of, that you need to reduce, you need to get rid of. Whatever it is, because that is almost just as important as the other, if not more important. There's so much toxicity in this world, whether it's food, processed foods, seed oils, there's a lot of things in products. It's overwhelming, but you just take one thing at a time. Just like I said last week, you take one thing at a time to work on. Of all the things that I said today, start with one or two. This week, pay attention to negativity and complaining. Or you can pay attention to when you're worrying and switching it to prayer. Just pick one thing. It's small shifts, small choices, small changes in your habits that are going to make your health, your day, your life this year better than yesterday, better than last year. It's small choices every day. Just tell yourself today, what can I reduce a little bit more? What can I have a little bit less of than I had yesterday? Listen, if completely cutting white sugar, refined sugar out of your diet overwhelms you, just reduce it. If cutting fake sugar out, just reduce it. And little by little, try to get just to less. Every day, we just do less of what's bad and a little bit more of what's good. And I promise, little by little, you'll feel better. And little by little, you'll get healthier. And little by little, you'll get stronger at each of those habits. So rather than go big or go home, I want you to look at it, change your mindset. It's the small choices, the little shifts over and over and over and over and over again. None of these choices are you going to do once. Yes, we might wake up one day and totally mess up, and that is okay. You give yourself more grace and you start again the next day. But little by little by little, over and over and over again. It's not a one and done. See it as the journey. You want to clean up your journey. More good, less bad. So change your mindset. Look at it as the journey ahead. I'm here to support you. Believe in yourself. One day at a time. Shift your health. Shift your choices. And you're going to feel so much better little by little. If you need any help, reach out. Thank you for being here. I wish you the best week of not letting the devil win and not letting him keep you busy and less of what you know you don't need. So take care, and I wish you the best health this year, and I hope you have a great week.